What's going on, guys? It's Greg Muscos Ties. Happy New Year. Hope you guys all have a safe, happy, and healthy New Year. Heading into 24, really excited. And we also have a beta release for you tonight at midnight on ecdlax.com. We haven't done a project beta release in a couple years. As a reminder, this is a program where we do limited quantities of new technologies. We've done a couple different heads, and now we have our first pocket-related project beta, which I'm really excited about. So in this video, you're going to get all the information about what you can get and in what quantities, and a little bit about the specifications of each. So we're going to have 3 elite pockets. There are only 25 of each, so we anticipate they will go pretty quick, and they are a little bit more expensive because we have it in a previous project beta. So it's the Mirage 2 Graphene with the project beta pocket, which I'll tell you a little bit about each one. 3 different ones, 25 only, releasing at midnight Eastern time, right as the ball drops. On our website, ecdlax.com. And they're going to come with the gold medallion and the Mirage 2.0 gold graphene ball stop, just like when we had the initial beta graphene release. So 3 pockets. I think this company was started around pockets before we were making anything. What I was doing was restringing people's sticks, and we wanted to make sure we stayed to our roots. There's a lot of cool, creative pocket products that are coming out that are not ours, but we wanted to test them out, get involved. I think some of these ideas are really cool and also help support some of these smaller and growing businesses as they're coming up. So I'll tell you about each in order. These two, the Entrea Mesh and the Arm Mesh, are going to be $225.99, and then the pre-strung Gymalax 7D is going to be $189.99. Again, 25 of each. So let's start with this one. This is a product we had seen on Instagram from an account called Heritage Spoons. They're actually local to us, and it's called Entrea Mesh. I think it's from a line that they're calling Future Mesh, but it's this hand-created, very unique mesh pattern. Over the years, ECD has messed with other mesh patterns, and some of these you can only get by hand making them. So I actually strung myself all 25 of these. We came up with a great pattern, tested a whole ton of them on the turf, and they have a really cool idea where we've got these larger circular diamonds in the middle, and then as opposed to the mesh kind of having this vertical bridges, this kind of comes on a diagonal. So as you pull the mesh down, it makes this sort of U effect, and as you get into the pocket, it's really free flowing and gets up to a nice sweet spot, has good grab, and again, just a lot of good flow in the pocket and a really good feel for the ball. And the release is really accurate, really smooth. We strung them with a pretty nice channel, tight but not too tight, and again, you get those that kind of funneling effect with the way that they created the mesh. And because there are no knots in it, the pocket is able to shift and move and redistribute its tension based on how you string it. So I'm really excited about how these came out. I love the way it throws. It's smooth with good hold. Again, a lot of flow in the ball, but not too much whip. You can add shooting strings. We're going to sell these without shooting strings because I think they throw really well that way. But you can add shooting strings or nylons to them if you want to kind of fine tune that release. So again, this is Entrea Mesh. 25 of these will release. I strung all of them personally, and I think it's really cool looking. It has a lot of performance benefits as well. The next one up is the Arm Mesh. This has been out for a while, and I've seen it picking up traction. A lot of NLL players, some PLL players are picking it up, and they kind of had a bigger release at LaxCon, and then have really been making a lot of headway. And I think it was one of the first products with this no knot hand woven kind of a feel. So this one has a much more horizontal look with these rails going down, 6 of them. And again, without the knots and with the thinness of the material, you just get a lot of really great feel for the ball. You get a lot of texture because of the way the ball flows over these horizontal rails. And it's able to shift up into a sweet spot really easily, and the ball can shift down. You get a little bit of sway side to side, so you can really feel the ball in your pocket. And this one shoots really accurately with no shooting strings. A lot of people with Arm Mesh are using no shooting strings. Big shout out to Kevin here at ECD, who strung all these himself. And I think if I had to pick one out of this group, it would be this one. There's a lot of hype around Arm Mesh. I think a lot of people want to try it pre-strung. We've got a great pattern in the Mirage 2, and I think this is something that a lot of people are going to want to experiment with. So again, 25 of these. Each of these, since these meshes are handmade, are a little more expensive, so $225 for the fully strung Elite Pocket in the Mirage 2 Graphene. This is a Gymalax 7D. So as you guys know, most mesh is 10 diamond, standard size. That's what our Hero 3 is. That's what String King Type 4 or 5 is. And that's what people are used to, but that's been around for a very long time. And I think that some meshes like these. There's 90, there's 80. We really like the 7 because I think it provides a really good balance between diamond size, hold, and release. It still maintains it being really smooth, but you get a lot more hold and control with those big diamonds wrapping around the ball. When I was a kid, I played with 5 diamond and 6 diamond mesh because I love the way that it feels. And I think it's possible that some combination of these larger diamonds might be the perfect combination of hold and release. And I really like the 70. I think it looks great and it strings up a really great pocket. So we have 25 of these elite pockets with more of a mid pocket. This one's a little higher than the other 2. This one's gonna have a little more hold and whip. It does have a nylon and a shooter. And again, good control, good hold and whip. We've seen more people like Rob Pennell and others switch over some of this larger diamond mesh. And unlike what I grew up with, the 6, which is really big, this is a great balance. We also have a women's product coming out. You can see more of this on our women's channel with Bailey. She'll be explaining it. This is a Clear Infinity Pro with the all-white Valkyrie Armor Mesh Runner. This is really catching on the women's game, and we're gonna be selling a select 10 pre-strung. So if you have a sister, girlfriend, friend who plays women's lacrosse, let them know. These are really sick and they're gonna be dropping midnight as well. We're gonna have 25 of each of these releasing at midnight on our website, ecdlax.com. Please leave any questions you have in the comments and we'll be happy to answer them. Send us a DM on Instagram and we'll get back to you guys so we can make sure you guys are dialed in for the midnight release with all the information you need. Thanks for watching, enjoy the night, and we'll see you in the new year.